Okay, so at first, this has been happening to only a few people, and now it's happening to everybody else. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it is the process of being awakened. A lot of people, they're not going to come to the same conclusion all at once, whether it's the gospel message, whether it's the word on some kind of truth movement, whether it's a realization about some principle. It's not going to happen all at once. And so I've been talking about how a lot of people are reaching a precipice. If you look on the news right now, all over the world, especially in China and even here in the US, people are rising up because they cannot take it anymore. And what I mean by that is whether you had seen the lockdowns in China, whether you had seen the cruelty, whether you had seen images of certain things being lied to about many issues that are happening. Shanghai people are chanting, "We want freedom." They're singing the Internationale and shouting down with the party, down with Xi Jinping and free Xinjiang. And so there's a lot of different movements. Elon Musk recently gave a poll about reinstating suspended accounts, provided they had not broken the law or engaged in egregious spam. And overwhelmingly, people had said yes. And you also have now all of the stuff coming out in Arizona about the election fraud. You had stuff about the Hunter Biden laptop and the manipulation in the 2020 election. You have so many different things. And Elon even personally tweeting that the more I learn, the worse it gets. The world should know the truth of what has been happening at Twitter. Transparency will earn the trust of the people. And so many people, even the celebrities, you got people in the entertainment industry talking about what's going on behind the scenes, for which everybody is just shutting them down like there's some kind of weird conspiracy theorist, but they know something that everybody else does not. You have recently Kanye West, before that Britney Spears, Dave Chappelle, Amanda Bynes, Michael Jackson, long time ago Prince, so many people, what have you, but these people are saying something from a position for which they have knowledge, they have understanding, they have something that nobody else can believe, because there is a gap in terms of the dissonance that is involved in trying to comprehend and understand a topic. So if you are open-minded, especially with obviously the gospel message, obviously receiving who he is, obviously looking at the times and saying, okay, God, there's a war going on, and trying to understand the reality of what's going on. These things are things for which, if you humble yourself to a position for which you say, Lord, I want to know the truth, then you can be revealed these things. And so a lot of people got this. It just clicked for them because they were open-minded. They were in the spirit. They were able to receive and understand what the Lord had revelation for them. And only now is it happening to many other people. You have people in mass, whether they are Christian or not, they're not led to the slaughter like a sheep. And so this is what's happening across the world. Brazil is going absolutely bonkers with the election stuff. You have millions of people in the streets consistently protesting. A lot of people are not all gung-ho about the World Cup. They're not all gung-ho about these sports and other concerts and things like that. They're looking at what's going on politically. They're looking at what's going on socially. They're looking at what's going on with the injustice and the truth and the mistrust, the transparency, the lack of transparency, and all the scandals that are coming out. The FTX scandal is so bad that someone says they're willing to release Epstein Island names to change the topic. Let that sink in. And so there's so many things right now, as I've said before, for which there's a narrative war trying to capture your attention and your mind to look at something else when really the problem is over here. And many people are fed up with it. And so this is the time for the Great Awakening. This is the time for which a lot of people, they're seeing the things for what it is in terms of the government lying to them, media lying to them, a lot of people researching, finding out the truth, a lot of people getting right with the Lord and saying, okay, Lord, teach me. I've had it. They've reached the precipice. They've reached the point for which they said enough is enough. And this is where a lot more people who have been deemed as weird, wacky conspiracy theorists, weird, wacky, whatever you want to call it, alt-right, or any of these names that have been mixed in there, they are now seeing things for what it is. I talked about COVID yesterday. I talked about many issues, but these things are happening at a rapid pace because people are being given access to information. They're getting transparent information from authority, right sources, different places. And a lot of people, they're demonizing them. They're canceling them. They are gaslighting them. But you have to have the open-mindedness and the desire to seek after the truth. I see the comments, so many people just trying to go with the flow of what the media is saying, like, hey, the vaccines, the COVID, the mask, all this stuff, that was okay. Don't just believe what they tell you. But many people, they're waking up in this hour and they're realizing what's really going on. And so more and more people, as the movement goes on. This is not some extremist, some crazy movement. We're just trying to find out the truth and trying to find out what's really going on behind the scenes and who wants to step up to present this information. You have people, whistleblowers coming out in Arizona. You have a lot of people with the Kerry Lake situation. Many, many other issues for which the right people are coming out, and they're not going to take it anymore. And so you're going to see many more people wake up, because this is the hour of the Great Awakening. This is the hour of mobilization. This is the hour for which the church needs to get right with the Lord, stop being lukewarm, stop doing things for which you have been told what to do, what to say, and to get up and start living out the calling that God has for you. Start doing things for kingdom purposes. Love you guys. God bless you. Talk to you guys very soon.